Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CloudSlayer podcast. You know who it is. Um, I just wanted to say thanks everybody for watching the podcast. This is podcast number 10. I had a great time with my buddy Kyle. Good dude. Very good conversation. We had technical difficulties and it was a little frustrating. But I don't think this was a failure because I had a great time and talked with a friend. You know what I mean? Made it a lot easier, that's for sure. Even though Um, it doesn't always go your way, but also we only did audio recording. I am trying to figure out my GoPro. I did get some clips from that, so I'll try to upload that and then probably on its own or something like that. But anyways, I'm just gonna upload my gameplay with this. I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate it. Peace, guys. Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the CloudSlayer podcast. It's your host, Travis Cloud. Welcome back on this fine evening. Today I have a special guest. He's a hardworking member of our crew. He's 1/3 of the gravy now. He's a good dude. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Trying to stay warm out there, man. Fucking colder than shit.
Out there and in here.
Yeah. Had to do some snow blowing this morning, so I'm a little tired, but that's you gotta pay the cost to be the boss, right?
That's right.
Shit. Um shit. Kyle, we brought you today here to have your hand in marriage. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
Whoa, 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 whoa.
but my boy Kyle here, he has a ghost problem. We want to share our Kyle's story here, and if anybody has any tips for us, please hit me up at uh, Facebook CloudSlayer53 or Travis Cloud. If you have any solutions around the Bemidji area, anyways, or somewhere in Minnesota for us. But without further ado, let's hear some of these weird stories.
Oh yeah, man. Let's take it from the top or what?
Fuck yeah.
Well, I mean, lately it's been pretty decent. Still seeing the shadow figures and hearing some weird noises and footsteps down the hall. But it all kind of started at the trailer with a little bit more of a noise thing. Hearing pans and stuff fly off and cups getting knocked in the sink. Be at work and then come home, be by myself about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and have this big ass lasagna pan, like 14-inch lasagna pan that's been up there for 6 months. Just all of a sudden just fly off the shelf and then just you're just psh, psh.
Fuck, scary as fuck.
Well, I mean that, and then it sounds like somebody's breaking in. And when you're by yourself and you check the cameras, you don't see nobody there.
Absolutely.
You
Oh,
know that some other shit's going on.
right. Except for those spirit orbs and stuff, right? I did get a chance to check some of these videos out. They're freaking legit. They were scary, but recently you lost your phone, RIP phone.
Yeah, my phone got dumped in the coffee by my kid. She thought it was funny. But then I had probably about 14, 15 videos on there with just the orbs. And then a couple of them you could see trailing down from the hallway and going into the kitchen where all this stuff is going on. Mostly it's in the kitchen. But then I also had a mirror in the kitchen too. And you see them flying in and out of there. And you know it ain't dust when you can see trails of this stuff. And it's going from room to room and in and out mirrors.
Hell yeah. Oh, this is some scary stuff. And then uh, when we talk, you talk about, and it gives me chills listening to it, because it puts a tingle down my spine too. And, you get that probably like shortness of breath and stuff like that when that stuff's going on. Just scared as shit.
I mean, not really shortness of breath for me. It's more of you get that cold chill, like you feel it. You can feel like eyes watching you type of thing.
Mhm.
And when you're walking from my bedroom going down the hall to the kitchen, as soon as you hit the living room, you start getting this weird feeling. And as soon as you get like in the where the door is next to the kitchen, then you just get ice cold. Then you feel like something's there. And half the time, I know I want to like look up and try to see some shit that's not there, but you know something's there.
Yeah, right, right. It's just uh gut feelings and stuff like that. But oh man, it's also a freaking physical experience. It's a whole different level, and it shines kind of a different light. Um, and some people don't believe in that, probably because they've never experienced it, or like I don't know. What you got an opinion on that?
Well, I believe that everybody's experienced some sort of ghost encounter, whether they want to believe it or acknowledge it. That's on them. But I believe it. Also, it's if they say something, they're going to get judged by somebody, and then they're going to look crazy because it's not supposed to exist in this world that we live in. But it really does, and it's all around everywhere. And it doesn't got to be just in a house. It can be a field. It can be anywhere, like at all. It's wherever that energy is gravitated towards.
Oh yeah. And has these things been getting progressively worse, or have they been kind of subsiding?
They've been getting a little bit better. I mean, like the noises and stuff getting thrown off, that ain't happening anymore. That was just the 2 nights back to back. One was the lasagna pan, and the next night was a coffee cup getting knocked in the sink. But back then, when that started, I was going through a hard time, so I had pretty bad energy.
Yeah.
And now my energy's getting better. So I mean, there ain't shit getting knocked in, but you can still see like shadow figures, shapes.
Oh
The
yeah.
orbs are still there, but I'm just not checking my cameras all the time now because I know that they're there still. And then my
Absolutely.
kids and stuff, they'll see it too. I know there's one time my oldest, she was in her room, she started crying, and I walked in there and I was like, "Well, what's wrong? What's wrong?" She's like, "Daddy, monster." I'm like, well, where is he? And then she points right behind her, and I'm like, "Oh, there ain't nothing there." But that scared the fucking shit out of me. I tell you that.
Right? You just feel helpless and shit. There's
Well, yeah, well, that and trying to tell her that there's nothing there, but obviously she's seeing something. So that's going back to the point of people trying to acknowledge this stuff. But
right, and they do say since children are more pure, that they do have like a broader connection to that place and being closer to it and stuff like that.
yeah, most definitely, younger kids and even animals too.
Oh yeah, those things, they see things that we can't, and or we choose not to see. Probably, you know what I mean. Like you said, maybe they had that experience, but they just brush it off as something else, and it's it can very much be very real. And just because somebody with the running a risk of being crazy, you're probably not crazy. You know what I mean? Because like you said, a lot of people had ghost experiences, and I believe them. Shit, I mean, who knows? Maybe it just got to be something where you gotta actually see it for what it is to, you know.
Yeah, you see it for what it is and have an experience too, all of itself. Because even after having dealt with the paranormal and spirits and all this stuff, makes you look back to when you were younger as a kid and you start realizing that these doors opening and closing for a reason for it. Why
Right.
you had that feeling where you didn't want to go down the hall when it's dark or go down the stairs because something's there,
Yeah.
but you ain't gonna bring it up because your parents are just gonna tell you that, oh, there's nothing there. Well, you're a kid and you feel that shit and you see this stuff. There's something there.
Hell yeah. I remember I'd have aunts and uncles. We'd go over there for like a family little get together. When somebody passed away, we'd always like a little get together, little feast for them and stuff like that. But um, they'd be like, Auntie, there's some weird stuff over there. Like, don't fuck with those ghosts.
Yeah.
They won't mess with you. So don't mess with them. They won't mess with you. And it was like, oh, okay. So
Well, I mean, as long as they're not like malevolent spirits or anything like that. I mean, if they ain't hurt nobody, you know, leave them alone. They're just there doing their thing.
hell yeah, they're not agitated. So, how would you like to be poked at when you're eating food? Probably.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about if you're a spirit too, just doing your thing, and then somebody trying to bother you, like, fuck off, I'm dead, leave me alone.
Right, right. I'm trying to rest here.
Didn't know I was making noise. Just
Right.
trying to make some lasagna,
Get
man.
some lasagna, bro. Calm down. I was gonna wash the dishes. Oh man, but I'm glad it's kind of subsiding. Have you, for you to feel better? How you know? Did you have to take any steps towards things to get better in your life? I suppose.
I mean, just the experiences is all of itself. Going through the hard time to what it is now, all it is just time and patience to get there. You can't really force yourself to have better energy, or just kind of happens, especially in the position I was in.
Hmm.
So when you're in more of that negative, bad energy state, it seems like you can collect more that's around you that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
If
So
that makes any sense.
yeah, you're going with the flow, and sometimes that's what happens.
I feel it's better now, though. Definitely, like I said, you still see shadow figures when you're laying down in bed, and
Hmm.
still trips me out. Like, I don't want that shit there just because I want to be able to sleep. But you get used to it and stuff now, and realize they ain't hurting anybody. You just kind of
Absolutely.
grow to it.
Yeah, and then you were talking about we've had some conversations, just person to person, right, man to man. You were talking about how you've been quitting. You quit like alcohol. You're trying to quit like smoking and those gall dang energy drinks. I know how those fuckers taste, but you think that contributes to alleviating some of that pain. You know what I mean, or cost, I guess.
Yeah, the
Stress and stuff like that.
pain, the energy, stress. I mean, it's all in the same boat.
Hmm.
But once you start getting rid of these things, then you start feeling better about yourself, and all that shit goes away. It's like when you deal with all this pain and stuff, then you realize that when you drink, you're just trying to cover it, but then it builds more problems on. So then you might see more things when you're drinking, or you might see more things when you're high on some shit.
Hmm.
And don't mean if you're up for like a week at a time,
Yeah,
but
right, right. I did have a buddy. He'd do like meth and stuff, but he seemed like a completely normal guy. And he's like, oh, he didn't use that much. He'd pretend to sleep at night. He'd sit there while his wife was sleeping. Sleep next to his wife, and he'd just be high, staring at the ceiling and stuff like that. It was like, holy crap, that's crazy.
that sounds miserable.
Yeah, it does. But he didn't like, he didn't wasn't digging your trash can or anything like that. He wasn't fucking with nobody. He was still out there grinding, working, and trying to make things happen for his family. And drinking a lot. I suppose he was a Russian guy, so
Yeah.
yeah, he's a cool ass dude. I got to do like some subcontractor work with him and his at that time father-in-law and stuff like that. But I think he recently got clean too. But I don't want to tell too much of that guy's story. I guess if he if I ever have him on here, you can tell it himself.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Fuck yeah, it's like ugh. 'Cause everybody comes from a different walk of life and different hardships and stuff like that, and how they persevere and overcome. Maybe you're fighting a good fight right now, but you know, there's going to be a brighter tomorrow if you keep working towards it.
Well, it's the thing too is once you start pushing yourself to get sober, or whatever path you're trying to quit, and you stay on it, then you start realizing what happens when you quit that shit.
Hmm.
Your life gets better, things start falling in place, and then you're more there in the moment too. You're not just fucking there physically,
Oh yeah,
like all of you is there, especially when you have kids and stuff too, man. Like it really helps me be a better father too. So
absolutely. And you know, being being a part of those little ones' lives, it helps you too. I think, and it could help you going on your mind and what pushes you to do better. You know what I mean? So
hmm
that's that's kind of where I'm feeling at too, as well. Like, oh man, how can I do improve for this little dude?
well, I mean, it changes every day. Like you can do one thing wrong, if you didn't play with them for that extra 5 minutes, then you go to bed and you think about that. So you try to do better the next day and the next day. It
Hell,
seems like you're never gonna be perfect at it, but as long as you still get that mentality of like you're just gonna try to do better the next day, whether being a better parent or person or friend, whatever it is.
absolutely. Um, but that the hard part, like we can be telling everybody this stuff, and it would make sense to us because of what we've been through. But if you're listening and you're going through that now, it's not going to make sense to you till after. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like you said, you just go with the flow, and sometimes you got to roll with the punches. In this, almost kind of hope it turns out, that it kind of starts to pay off. Like I don't know, we're still probably on the up and up. You know what I mean? But we're still here. We're still grinding. We're still working our asses off. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I mean, like the time you quit anything, like you find out why you're drinking when you quit drinking. What made you start out doing it. Same thing with drugs or any other shit.
Absolutely.
So it's like until you want to figure it out, you just quit it, and it's a lot harder than just saying it. It's like quit smoking cigarettes, quit drinking booze, quit doing drugs,
Hmm.
quit drinking energy drinks, quit just everything. You know what I mean? Don't even drink soda.
Right. Right.
But it's just for other people, it's harder. I know how it is trying to kick shit. You just gotta find that thing that makes you get there. Whether if it's you're hanging around shitty people and you get new friends, Do that. If
Absolutely.
you need to be alone and go live in the mountains, do that. You know.
Hell yeah. I know how to make a wigwam if anybody wants a tutorial.
Hell yeah, man. Throw a video up.
Hell yeah. They used to, growing up, because I grew up, we'd always go to the lodge. It was Three Fires. It's like, it's Ojibwe people's, it's our religion, I guess you would say. But they'd always have us go out there and get little, like, maple saplings to, cut up. And then, you have to take like the bark to make for like the twine and shit to tie it up, shit like
Hell
that.
yeah,
So,
dude. I'll be watching that shit if you make it.
hell
Sounds
yeah.
interesting as hell.
Oh man, it probably wouldn't look nice, but but because I haven't done it since I was like a kid, but I'm sure I could. But it didn't feel fun at the time, but then when you get older, you appreciate that people were showing this. You know what I mean? And um, rest in peace to my uncle Mark. He was one of the men in my life that made me see that there's more, and to have a better mindset and stuff like that. And everybody else, they might have, not everybody else, but there's a few more people in my life that are like that. But he was always there. When we had sweat lodges, to be, hey boy, pick up that rake and rake. He expected something of me, and I got it done for him. Because we were doing. He'd explain it like we're doing it out of love. Like, what if an auntie and a grandma or somebody like tripped over some of this shit, fell in a fire, or various things like that, and it got me thinking about those things. And sometimes talking about it is nice, but doing it is a whole nother thing. And he forced me to see that that might be like the better option for stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was probably stubborn headed when I was a little younger, but those memories and those teachings that those ones passed on still live in me, and those that they touched and affected. You know what I mean?
I mean, always don't click right away. Something that you can hold on to for 5, 10 years, and then it'll click, and you look back and be like, "Holy shit,
Yeah.
should have done it then."
Or a lifetime, because a lot of times when those guys become, when you become like an alcoholic, because I had my own battles, right, and
Yeah.
myself mentally and all that jazz. But when I was heavily drinking, it would be like, you sit there and time sits still, and you just dwell on that shit, and that energy consumes you,
Yeah. And everything, man. It's just energy.
hmm
Then yeah, if you're drinking, you start feeling miserable, and then trying to escape, but then you're just trapped in your own world and in your own head. And then you try to hang out with people, but eventually you burn through all your friends because they're tired of your shit. So then you're just at home alone. Well, then you become your own enemy at that point. And it's like, well, you're gonna keep doing this, or are you gonna change?
right. And I guess that also ties into mental health. It's like, if you're drinking to get away from something, it's not going to be the best thing for you, because it's going to keep you there in that time and that mindset,
Yep.
and it's gonna fuck you up even more, and it drives people to do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? I've had my own experience as well with mental health. Um, it's some tough things. You know what I mean? Like, I sat there. I had a gun pointed at my head at one point. You know what I mean? It's tough stuff, but I was my own enemy at that time. I pulled myself out of that darkness to get there. But you also have to know that you can do it. Um, and there's more people that experience this stuff, and they're willing to help you
Yeah, dude. So what made you just quit?
with drinking.
Yeah.
It's because I was doing a bunch of dumb shit, and I was seeing that it was unhealthy. People around me were telling me this, even like my drinking buddies were telling me. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for those guys. I shout them out quite a bit, like George and Josh and stuff like that. They're like, "Hey man, you got a fucking problem," and then we're sitting there drinking, right? It's weird,
Yeah.
but they're like, they didn't. I was sitting there drinking like every day, whatever. But it was like, yeah, you know, it's it's hard to come to terms with. But I don't even think I was at my lowest point at that time. But it was still like, it was affecting my life too, and in like my work environments and stuff like that. Oh man, it wasn't pretty, but it was. You gotta start realizing it, and just you know, you can you can have the world at your back, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna fucking do it. But if you believe in yourself, even if the world's against you, you can fucking do it. You know what I mean? As long as you have, like they say, if there's a will, there's a way, and I totally believe it. Um, and I know it's tough, but you may suck at that time, but looking back now, it's like I'm glad I didn't try to do any of that stuff, to end this life, this short life that we have. And I'm starting to see more of the beauty of it myself. It's I don't know, it was kind of like gray for me at times. It's weird.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I can barely remember about 10 years. Just
Hell
blacked out.
yeah, it was like what the fuck, man, just doing the raunchiest stuff. But you know, we what made you realize and made you come out of that stuff?
Between having kids and I've been trying to quit because even when I look back at all the stuff I was writing down for my music, I realized that it was a problem, but it was just hard to quit.
Yeah.
Just being so around, especially in the town I was in, because everybody was doing the same shit every day, every weekend, just a repeated pattern. To try to get out of that, it took moving, being by myself, getting rid of all the people that I knew, and then ultimately is the fear of going to prison for 5 years. So just
Hmm.
kind of just quit after spending some time in jail. I was already sober in there, so I just got out and stayed with it. Now I'm over a year sober.
Oh yeah, congrats, man.
Oh
That's
yeah.
some tough shit. Um, and if you're facing the the law, you're not gonna win.
No,
No, nobody wins.
you ain't got it, at least
Yeah,
for me, man. I've been dealing with them fuckers, man, for over what 12 years.
yeah,
I
shit.
never win, dude.
Stay away from that shit, guys.
I didn't do
They don't
it.
care. But shit. Glad you're choosing this road, though. You know what I mean? It's not an easy road, but it's achievable. People have done it, but let's move on from that. I talked to you and Matt, and you guys are pretty passionate about like music and stuff like that. You guys got any like plans going on? Are you gonna start making your own content? You know what I mean?
Well, for me personally, I don't really got time. Just
Hmm.
having 3 kids and then working 12 hours a day, 4 days a week, and then I got other stuff I got to do outside of all that. Cause I'm the one that does all the paperwork and trails around town picking up chores and all this shit to do. But
Hmm.
I'd like to have my own stuff going on. But the only time I really got anything going on is just a couple hours a week. So I usually go chill over at the Gravy Nail studio or
Hmm.
come here.
Right.
Other than that, like I try to do some shit at home, just like I was trying to do it for the past 2 days, but kept getting interrupted by my kids, and
Hmm.
I can't really record what I want to do when they're all sleeping because I like to scream and yell on my music and shit. And I don't want to wake them up, so
Yeah, might got to pad it up or some shit.
I'll just have to build a shed.
Go sit in your car. That's good.
Yeah, it's a little cold out there for that, and try to
Yeah.
bring all my equipment in my little ass car.
Oh yeah. I'll be like, that car's rocking out over there.
Yeah,
Oh, look. Oh, man. What's your genre of music?
you can say like hard rock, metal.
Or rock metal?
Yeah,
Who's your favorite band?
I would say Five Finger Death Punch.
Five Finger Death Punch. Nice, nice. What's your favorite song from those guys?
Probably say Cold.
Cold? I don't think
Kind
I've
of,
heard that one.
it's like a slower piano one, but it's good.
Oh yeah, they got some good songs though. Like I don't know, they do like covers of like "Mama Said Knock You Out" and stuff like that. And
Yeah, they did a few covers. What really got me into them though was when I went and seen them live in concert back in 2016.
hell yeah,
Yeah, because they opened up for Slipknot, and then lasted
shit.
about 4 songs before I had to go buy a new T-shirt. And bloody as shit. It's just a good time.
Hell yeah, sounds fun. Oh man, I used to hate country, but we ended up seeing a Montgomery Gentry one. And I was like, this shit's like rock. You know what I mean? It was pretty good. It's different to hear it from the radio to hearing it, live, stuff like that. But rest in peace to the lead singer, guitarist, or whatever. I can't remember which one of them guys passed. It was sorry about that technical difficulty. But now we're back. So shit, where the hell were we? We were talking about some weird shit.
I think we just left off on music. The last thing it picked up on there.
Hell yeah, we're talking about favorite genres and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I prefer like classical and stuff like that, and classic rock. It's, I guess, a lot of people don't like classic music. Just the classical Beethoven stuff like that.
Oh, you like Beethoven and shit?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. We had like I don't know. It's probably the last thing anybody would expect for me to like. But we had this old cool social studies teacher back when I was in ninth grade, I believe, Northview Junior High down in the cities. Um, his name was Mr. Nelson. He was ex-marine, Marine Corps, whatever. He was our social studies teacher, and he was like, "You're like the first kid I met that probably could throw me around because I was always so big.
Yeah.
Even in ninth grade, I was 36, as tall as I am now, right? 200 pounds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, so I was a big beefcake. But anyways, he'd always play like classical music when we'd go into his room, and it was just relaxing, and I like that a lot. And there's this other like Buddhist monk temple music or whatever where they're just like singing and shit, like a choir. But
For like throat singing or what?
yep. Uh, yeah, yes, sir. But I don't know. For some weird reason, I find that pretty beautiful music too. But even though I can't sing, I got two left vocal cords. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know I've been coming over to or I got to check out a little bit of the process where you and Matt were putting some music together, and I thought that was very interesting and stuff like that. Uh, where did your passion start for music?
It'd be my older brother, man. Remember just walking in the garage and then him having a broken ass broom, without the sweeper on, just the stick.
Yeah.
Be sitting in there acting like he's playing guitar to some typo negative, and I thought that was just the coolest shit. And then
Oh yeah.
just kind of just played pots and pans in the kitchen for drums, and then
Mhm.
got my first drum set when I was like 5,
Oh yeah.
and then guitar like a year after that, and just stuck with it. It was just my thing. Like I'm not into anything else besides music, really. Like I
Mhm.
rarely play video games. I don't watch TV that much. Don't watch sports.
Mhm.
No, nothing like that. It's just music 24/7 for me.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Um, Especially in the world we live in where everything's easily accessible. You know what I mean? It's hard to stick to those one things for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, then I never really got into the whole internet thing too, So
Hmm.
when I was in one of my old bands, we just drove out to Colorado. And
Hmm.
we're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna try playing music on the street and doing it in the bars,
Yeah.
like they did back then, like it should be done instead of everybody just trying to get their TikTok fame or whatever for their 20-second video of them covering music, not even playing their own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if it's their own organic stuff, I think that'd probably be more attractive.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, dude. If you got your own music, play your own stuff. You don't need to cover somebody else's thing to try to get rich. It's just
Unless you put like I do like some of those covers where they put like their own unique twist on there and stuff like that, like My Alien Ant Farm or whatever.
yeah. I
Is
mean,
that
some of these bands that are doing covers are good, but I mean, like if you're like a fresh person trying to make the music scene, and
and
all you're
it's
doing is covers.
the exact song and shit?
It's like, where's your own stuff? Let's hear your story, not somebody else's story for an entire album. Like, if you're throwing out a song or whatever, an album,
Hmm.
it ain't too bad. But just trying to hear your own stuff, like I wouldn't cover anything. I'd do my own music.
Right. Use your own voice. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's another thing is people using all these auto tunes and they all sound the exact same too.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, some effects they're pretty cool to mess around with. Like the echo ones where you can, or the
Hello, hello,
yeah,
hello.
or even just some of the different rooms that you can mess around with. Like if you're in a large room or a small room, you can set all the settings on your computer too.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't believe in that auto tune shit either. So
Right,
I
right.
don't know. I guess I'm just a
Organic.
kind of a pain in the ass to deal with when it comes to music. But
But I mean, it's an art form. It's an expression of oneself. You know what I mean? So obviously, I think it's awesome that you're not going to change yourself for that. You know what I mean? But and deciding to uh, have your own music. You know what I mean?
yeah, man,
That's
it's what
admirable.
it is art, man. And if you're doing your own art, it's beautiful. No matter if it's bad. But if you're trying to do somebody else's art, then it just becomes questionable.
Right. I mean, you want to be happy whether a million people are listening or zero people are listening, right? 'Cause-
Yeah, man, I'll even do it just for myself. If I got time, I'll do that shit at home. And I'll just listen to my stuff. I don't even care if I show anybody. Like, that's what I want to do, and I'll just keep it to myself if I have to. But
Oh yeah, I was recording videos for the longest time on just playing video games and stuff because I was like, I don't want to be live stream or anything like that. So I got hours of that stuff on here too. So I was like, I don't know if I was scared to do it, live stream or even like record voices here to do a podcast. You know what I mean? But
it helps break your or get you to your confidence. Get your comfort zone up.
oh yeah, Yeah, I'd say so too.
Oh no, is it doing it again?
I don't know. All right, it's just being fucking weird. I guess it just had like a count in. All right. I think we got it all. Holy fuck. But anyways, oh man, you know, life's hard.
Yeah, man, it is hard. That's why you gotta find what you want, man. Like for you, it's your podcast, and it helps you deal with probably your sobriety and stuff, right? And
Absolutely,
for me, it's the music, and
expressing yourself.
yeah, man, trying to find ways to deal with your different emotions and different things. Like for me, when I'm angry, I'll write more angrier shit and try to get on the microphone and do my screaming and yelling. And
Mhm.
when I'm more of a neutral mode, and just get on and try to practice my singing voice and just keep progressing, man. That's all it is. It's just progressing.
Hell yeah. All right. I know you got a sweet ass guitar, but you got any like equipment that you're gonna record on, or are you just over at Matt's right now doing
I mean,
recordings on there?
a lot of my stuff's over there, like my guitar amp, my
Mm-hmm.
electric guitar's over there, my electric drum set, my keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
I got two microphones at home. I got my little digital keyboard like he's got. Got my real drum set, like my wood one. That's put in the closet 'cause I can't play that. There ain't no room.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my acoustic guitar there too. But like I said, trying to find time. And if I bust out the acoustic guitar, I got at least two out of the three kids jumping on my lap to try to play it.
Right, right. Gotta I don't know. Yeah, my son's just the same way when I'm trying to do some shit. Like I'm trying to play some Call of Duties up there on my arm or some shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, get out of here. But you know, that's kids want to be around the ones they love most. You know, so I was like, holy shit. Um, were you guys? Were you guys like planning on like going on YouTube or anything when you get that up and going or anything like that, or if you find more time to invest into it?
For all of us together as a group, like me, Eric, and Matt, uh, talking like they want to do the YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
But me and him, with me and Matt, it's just more of a music deal
Right.
and just throwing it on the podcast. And then me personally, is if I got time, then maybe I'll try to get my own YouTube out or my own Spotify, probably my own Spotify. But
Oh yeah. I mean, even like if you go to YouTube and you start recording and save it to YouTube, um, you can make it like private so nobody really views it if you don't feel comfortable or whatever, or if it's unfinished. I guess I suppose stuff like that. You know.
yeah, I mean, if I did the YouTube thing, I'd leave it open. But it's just I'm more of a perfectionist too, so I'd want it to be like fucking where I'd want it to be if I'm throwing it on for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
But
And that's
only have
gonna take some work and stuff. I think it's free to make accounts though. So.
yeah, I'm only having like 2 hours a week or so to do the music, and then if I do it at nighttime when everybody's sleeping, usually start a new project, trying to get back in that same vibe that I was making that previous song or going back to songs. So next thing you know, you got like 40 different songs, and then you're jumping back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I could have like a day or two just to do one song, it'd be good. But I don't, like I said, I don't got that right now.
I got you. I got you. Do you got any like social media stuff or anything that anybody can hit you up on or
No,
no?
no,
Off the
you ain't
grid.
gonna find me.
You're not even here right now. What the hell?
Hell nah.
Where's that guy at?
It's my spirit.
That's my spirit. I'm coming to you through telepathy.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Whoa, my car's floating. But oh shit.
It's not my car. It's my spaceship, dude.
That's my yeah. Oh, I'd be scared shitless. You were a spaceship.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, fuck yeah. But hey, I do appreciate you coming out, Kyle. When you guys start getting that off the ground, I mean, gotta let us know. You know what I mean? I'd love to check it out, and I've been part of a little bit a part of that process, and it's awesome. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, and like you said, it's one person expressing themselves, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. Well, if you ever need any music for your show, man, let us know and we'll throw some shit down for you and check out and
Yeah, fuck
enjoy
yeah.
being here, getting out of the house for a little bit. And
Hell yeah, it's good to get out. You know what I mean? Hang out with the buds.
fuck yeah, man.
Hell yeah. But you want to give anybody a shout out or anything like that?
Nah, just everybody, just keep doing your thing, keep progressing in life. Don't be an asshole to another.
Hell yeah.
Just be straight. Be good.
Yeah. Be understanding, because none of us are perfect.
No, 'cause the world's beautiful. It's the people that are shitty. So if people quit being shitty, everything
Yeah.
will be beautiful.
Maybe somebody's gonna be toilet paper. All right. Peace out. Love you guys.